the money that an entrepreneur has received is actually not going to dupe the customer out there. So those things, you will face them, but be prepared to resolve them. With the, I wanted to say these few remarks. I wish to declare the trade arena officially launched. Thank you very much.
We can do better than that. A round of applause, please. Thank you very much, Honorable Nkoma, for those insightful revelations about trading, what it means to trade at African level, and of course in Malawi. And I'm sure we still have a way to go as MHub on how we can perfect it and amend it to make it fit into our nation's policies and to make it fit globally as well. And the same thing to entrepreneurs. I think he has given a lot of insights. You entrepreneurs that are joining us online, those that are here, I'm sure we have gotten a few things from the remarks that were shared by Honorable Nkoma. As of now, ladies and gentlemen, if Elias, you can please play for us that mini video. As that is being done, may I politely ask the guest of honor, as well as the representative from Competition and Fair Trading, if we can meet outside briefly for the media engagement, because I understand our colleagues from the Parliament, they have to return as soon as they can. Elias, over to you. Mr. Mvalo, you can return to the podium, please. Yes, outside, please. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this marks the end of our program today. Unless we have any questions from the participants that have joined us physically or those that have joined us online. If not, please continue watching the video. And of course, we're just running a bit late, but then we have prepared some refreshments for us to enjoy. And please utilize this opportunity to engage with potential partners, create those kind of networkings. So otherwise, thank you for making time to come to AIM Hub. We really appreciate. We hope that the platform will indeed change our entrepreneurship ecosystem. Thank you.